Welcome back to the OSM channel. Those of you that regularly watch the channel will know that I've been conducting a lot of firewood experiments lately with this little moisture meter. Some things I have tested. Does it make a difference whether you stack your firewood bark side up or bark side down? Does firewood season faster when tarped or left untarped, uncovered? In fact, I received a few comments on that video in which viewers complained that I wasn't testing the wood properly, and turns out you guys were right. I actually refilmed that video. To recap, viewers complained that as opposed to just probing the end grain to get an accurate internal moisture reading, I had to split the piece of wood in question in half, probe it internally, and that will give me a more accurate internal moisture reading. And you guys were right. I refilmed that video and I got different results. So I appreciate constructive criticism. I stand for the truth. I don't have a large ego. I'm an honest guy. However, I do draw the line when comments get insulting, so I welcome the constructive feedback, but you gotta keep it clean, otherwise you're gonna get blocked, and that's just how it is. You don't like it, leave the channel. Now, the latest complaint. Viewers have complained that I am not using my moisture probe meter correctly. They've instructed me that when you use this moisture meter, you have to probe with the grain and not cross grain. They've also told me I should have read the instruction manual. Well, the first thing I did when I got this meter is I read the instruction manual. That's where I learned that there were 5 different operating modes within this moisture meter. And each mode corresponds to a different species of wood. For example, setting 3 is the proper setting when you want to test oak or ash, and that's most of my firewood here. A little bit of maple, but mostly oak and ash. So I have read the instruction manual, and nowhere in this instruction manual does it state that you have to probe with the grain. Now keep in mind, this is a cheap instrument. This is a $15 Amazon moisture meter. This is not a $2,000 scientific instrument. In fact, in the instruction manual, because I read the instruction manual, it states that this moisture meter is within a 2% accuracy range. So this will not give us exact scientific results, but it will get us within the ballpark, and I think that's all we really need here. In today's video, I'm going to take this moisture meter outside. I'm going to split a piece of wood in half, and we're going to test if it makes a difference whether you probe with the grain or cross grain. Let's see what happens. So the lighting's pretty terrible outside, so I'm going to move this video inside here in a moment, but here's how this is going to go down. I have a piece of ash and a piece of oak. I'm going to split each piece in half so we have a fresh split surface to test on. I'll label each piece ash, ash, oak, oak. Take the pieces inside and we'll start probing around and see what kind of results we get. So let's start with our piece of ash. So first we're going to probe with the grain. At 12.7%. Now I'm going to go in the same spot, cross grain. 13%, 12.9, 12.7. Really no difference there. Let's go a little bit further down. Go closer to this edge. 12.3. I'm going to say 12.3 too. No difference so far. 11.8. 11.8. No difference. With the grain, 11.6. Cross grain, 11.6. 12.3. 12. So far for the ash, really not much of a difference at all. Let's switch over to the oak. Start it right in the middle. With the grain, 32.8. Cross grain, 33.1. With the grain, 32.5. Cross grain, 33.2. With the grain, 31.3. Cross grain, 30.6. Let's flip this oak over. This is the fresh split surface. You can see this surface has not been split. Let's see what happens here. 11% with the grain. Cross grain, 11%. you saw the results. I mean, all our tests, for the most part, we were within a 1% moisture percentage difference, which is also somewhat to be expected because with this cheap little moisture tester, I mean, it has a 2% margin of error. So for everything to be within 1% is, I'd say, pretty good. I'd love to hear what kind of complaints you guys have next. Keep them coming. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.